Naghmeh, 42 years as a midwife. Where did it all start?
Well, it's a bit of a long story because I initially started my life to have an ambition of becoming a lawyer and then a barrister. And I'm from Iran, from Tehran, the capital there. We had to come out of Iran due to the political unrest in Iran in 1978. I came to this country, and the course of my life then changed because there was other needs in my life. I had a need for education because I had to leave my education in Iran. I needed an income. I needed a roof over my head, and I needed a profession because it is very important for Iranians, especially for women in my faith, to be educated because we are the mothers of the future. And I arrived in UK. Went to college, did my nursing, and then did my
What did you do first? What was the first course you did?
I went to college to study English, and then I applied for nursing to start my nursing because those days you had to be a nurse to be a midwife. I started my nursing at the same trust, but those days there were no trusts.
And where was that?
That was in Epping, in St. Margaret's Hospital in Epping. I went to school there, to School of Nursing, and I started my first wards. I lived and worked in Herts and Essex Hospital in Bishop Stortford, so all very local. I finished my nursing for 2 years, and then I opted out to go for the SRN those days, which it was a state registered nurse. That was a further 2 years, and for that I came to Harlow, to Princess Alexandra Hospital. I did 2 years here and went back to Epping to work for a year in A&E. I was a staff nurse in A&E, which I thoroughly enjoyed. By now, I wanted to specialize, but the only choices we had at that time available in Harlow, it was either doing midwifery or doing psychiatry, mental health. I really didn't want psychiatry, and midwifery wasn't really, I didn't really like midwifery as such. But it was a specialty. I thought it's only 18 months because that was it. I had 4 years of nursing, 18 months of midwifery. It's only 18 months, it's not long enough. I will do it. If I enjoy it, I will stay as a midwife. If I don't, I would leave and go back to the general side and do my nursing. I thoroughly enjoyed A&E. Started my midwifery, done the 18 months course, which is a very tough course because what the girls now, or the girls and the boys, have got to do it for over 3 years, we had to do it over 18 months. Very tough course. Finished it, and I thought, well, it's actually been really nice. I'll just reconsolidate. I just stay for a year qualified as a midwife and see how I go. And the year qualified and see how I go took me down the line to where we are now.
Do you remember the first baby you delivered?
I remember actually, I have got an amazing memory, which all my friends always take a mick out of. I've got an amazing memory. I remember every single women who I have helped, delivered, brought their babies to the world, or been a part of their journey through our maternity unit. And I remember every one of them who I have spoken on the phone to, or I have just seen for a very short period of time. So it's absolutely lovely when I come to town, or when I go up to all over the place. I've been on a cruise ship when people have recognized me. I've been in the sea in the St. Vincent in the West Indies when a lady ran out of the water and said, "You delivered my baby 23 years ago." So I remember all of my patients, and it's an honor. It's beautiful.
That's a lovely word to use, an honor. Is every mum, every pregnant woman different?
Every mum, every woman, every partner, every member of the family who go through our services are different. They are all unique, and their needs are unique, and how you empower them to get through their most vulnerable time of their life is unique, and that makes it an honor. I always say it's a privilege to have done this job. It is not a job, it becomes you, it becomes your life. it's my life, and it's funnily enough, it's my husband and our children's lives as well.
42 years, but you're retiring.
I have retired last week on the 29th of January. I'm actually still employed until the end of February. These are all my annual leave that I had to take. Yeah.
That's a wealth, that's decades of experience. Is that all lost in some ways, or you've just done what you've done and you can't give it back, can you?
Right. I don't feel it's lost, although when I was coming to the time that I was going to put in my letter of resignation for my retirement, I felt that yes, it was a loss. Oh my God, I'm going to lose it. But it's very strange, because as I've been going around the town and I've seen people, previous ladies that I've delivered, and I told them I was retiring, they went, but you will always, in the eyes of people in Harlow, you're always a retired midwife. You're always a midwife. And I decided that no, I haven't lost anything, because by meeting the people who I have met, patients when I did my nursing, the women and their families when I have been a midwife, and the staff, numerous staff who I have had the pleasure to work with, they have all made me that much richer, and they have made me the person who I am now. So no way have I lost it. I have gained so much because they have touched my life, and I feel that the same in a same way or a different way, I have touched their lives as well.
So they're really desperate for midwives, aren't they?
Of course,
in our
yes.
modern society here in 2022. What would your advice be for young people who would be interested in becoming a midwife?
I would say go for it and run for it and get your ambition. If it's your dream, you will do it. If I could do it, and my English was, when I did my nursing, was extremely limited to near as damn it non-existent, you can do it because you get so much out of it. You are a professional in your own rights, but you are valued all over the world. And the value of it is not just because you are a midwife, is not because you are a professional. Your value is your people's confidant, is that trust people have in you, and that is one thing that I would probably miss, because at their most vulnerable, anytime, once people know you are a midwife, they trust you with their life, they trust you with their most private encounters in their lives. They trust you with their most prized possession. They would trust you with their babies, with their life, with their family. And that to me is a massive privilege, to be trusted in life.
People might recognise you from the television. Did you enjoy that experience with Emma Wilt?
Oh, that was fab. That was such fun. Emma was absolutely great to work with, and she was trained, and she trained with the girls with us. She worked with us. She done the full 12, 13-hour shifts, but it was amazing. Initially, I was scared because I thought, if the camera is there, then I'm not going to be myself with the ladies. And I'm always myself. I have the banter, I joke, we laugh with the stuff, but mainly with the ladies. I love I love to be happy and joking. And I got a little bit concerned. I thought, wow, I'm going to be a bit sort of not so warm, because you've got to mind your P's and Q's. But as soon as it started, because I arrived in a room with a lady, you forget the camera is there. And it was absolutely lovely, really lovely.
And now you have thousands and thousands of followers on Instagram. That must be brilliant.
That is, yeah, that Instagram started growing, and of course there are people all around the world now. Wherever the Emma show is showing, it's being broadcasted, they are following me. So yeah, all over the world. I've made very good friends, actually, very good friends on the Instagram in UK and abroad. And is lovely because I get recognized when I'm in the streets. Actually, we were on holiday, and we were on the cruise ship. I was chatting with the people at the dinner table, and this lady stopped me and she said, "I'm really sorry." She said, you're a midwife on Instagram, you're midwife Naghmeh. And I said, yes, I am. She said, I follow you on your Instagram. I recognize your voice from my Instagram. So it's really lovely. Yeah, it's just, it's a different world. It's a very enjoyable thing.
Now you're retired or retiring, what are the plans? Because you're still a young woman.
I'm still a young woman. I actually, deep down, I still wish that I could work. I still wish that I could still give people, the public and the country, the amount of the knowledge and expertise I have. I actually feel quite guilty that I have it there, but I am not giving it. But in a way, I'm glad that I worked through COVID, and I feel that I was part of history through COVID. So I wasn't just part of history when I fled from my country because of our faith. I feel I was the part of history during COVID. So what I'm going to do now, as we are still very fit and healthy, we travel a lot, so we are going to travel to the countries that we haven't done. So we've got to get out there and do the traveling, which is going to be for long periods of time. We are going to be updating and doing massive building work to the house. So we've got to buy another house to move out to be able to do the building work to our house. I'm going to learn to play piano because I've got to make sure the brain is ticking, so learning piano. And also I am going to, with my husband, both of us, we are hoping to see if we can learn Spanish. Anything to get our brains going.
Naghmeh, it's a pleasure to meet you, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.